Good morning, everybody. This is Robert, Craps for Life. Just wanted to get out here in the old craps room and give you all a little update of what's going on and get a little trip report in. Wife and I left, shout out there to everybody first. Hope everybody's doing good, having a great week. Let's see, wife and I, we got rooms down at the Hard Rock in Biloxi, and we left Monday morning, drove down, and don't get me wrong, we had a wonderful time, but it wasn't a profitable week, last 2 days, and I don't know if y'all have had this thing happen to you or not, but it was a crazy 2 days. These little pieces of plastic right here kicked my butt. And I guess what I want to bring across to everybody out there is you got a practice rig or you got table and or whatever, and you're working hard. I know you guys, I practice 2 hours every day, on this little practice rig that I've got here. And I guess what I did is I got a false sense of security of shooting on this table. And then when you get down to a casino, it's a whole different ball game, folks. I mean, it's a whole new ball game. But anyway, I want to go through and just give you a rundown of what happened down there. And like I said, we left Monday morning. We got down there about lunchtime, and our rooms wasn't ready yet. So told the wife, I said, well, let's just, we'll go in and play for a little bit. We wasn't hungry. We was snacking and eating junk going down. It's a 5-hour ride for us, from the house here down to Biloxi. And so we got down there and went in and we played. Well, the first golden rule when you go to a casino, after 5 hours, don't play. Just don't play. Period. So I heeded that rule. I knew. I was tired. It's a 5-hour ride. It's a 5-hour drive. So we get in the casino, and I play video poker. I'll fool around with slot machines every now and then with the wife for a little bit, but pretty much I like to play video poker. So we went, and she was doing her thing, and I went and played video poker for a couple of hours, and it was about an hour and a half or so, and just up and down, just normal video poker, playing, having a good time. Hit a couple of 4 of a kinds. And phone rang, had a room ready, so we went and got checked in, got our stuff, and got settled into the room. And I was tired, and I told the wife, I said, well, I'm just going to stretch out here on the bed for a few minutes. And that's what we did. We laid down, we took about an hour nap, and we got up and took me a shower. I was refreshed, I felt good. I said, well, I'm going to go down and play. So, I had a $3,000 bankroll that I took with me, and I knew that had to last me 2 days. So I took $1,000 down with me, and what I do is I split that bankroll up, $300 increments. So I got to the table, and there was 4 people on the right end and 2 guys on the left, and stick left 1 and 2 were open, which I couldn't believe, but it was cool. I walked right up, my spot was open, stick left 1, my bought in $300, and I was playing super conservative. I mean, really conservative. Everyone at the table was a random shooter, every one of them. But they were hitting some numbers. They were doing pretty decent. So what I was doing, I was playing an $18 6 and 8 and a $15 pass line. And that's all I was doing on anybody. And really, what I should have done instead of playing the pass line, I should have played the don'ts and then that bet. But I wasn't. I didn't. So I lost about $100 waiting for the dice to come to me. So that's cool. Well, no big deal. So when the dice got to me, these two old guys down here on my left, they were working the dealers to death with a bunch of crap bets, and they had money. I mean, they each had $1,500, $1,800 sitting in the rack in front of them, and they were doing like $300 6 and 8, and then the dice would start to move, and they'd no, take me down, put me $100 on the floor, and they were just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyway, I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the sevens, and I bet a dollar on hopping the sevens, a $15 pass line bet. Well, this one old guy on the left, on the far left on the hook, he put $300 on the don'ts. He seen me bet the sevens, hopping the sevens, and set the sevens on the dice. Throw the dice, and 7. Bam, I'm a winner. I won. So I won one of my hot bets and won $15 on the pass line. Well, this guy just goes off. I mean, he's just going nuts over there. I ain't paying any attention. So get the dice slid back to me. Did the same thing. Set a 9. I had a 6-3-9. So I set for the 9. I had a 3-6-6-3 set, and I was using. Nice toss, perfect toss down the table. The dice stayed together. 7 out. Well, before all this happened, well, he went and put like, I don't know, it was a crazy amount of money across on all the points. I guess he's just an idiot, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, toss 9, I point 7 out. You'd have thought this old man got shot with I don't know. He went nuts. He just went off on me. And the boss and the pit boss and the dealers and all were looking at him and looking at me. And I said, you know what, guys? I don't need this. And I said, I'm just going to take, because I had put 66 inside and $15 pass line bet, lost that, so I was down almost $200. And I said, I don't need this grease, especially this old guy over here giving me a ration of crap. It just ruined my day, basically, what it was. So I said, I'm leaving. And then this old guy, he started coming around the table at me, and I said, listen, old man, I'll tell you what, you don't want none of this. I mean, I got a bad back, but you and I are going to go down. And the pit boss told me, he said, listen, you need to stop. So the old guy settled down and went back over there. And I walked off. Well, about 2 hours later, I calmed down. I never had that experience happen to me where somebody just come off on me for, throwing 7. It happens. Everybody points 7s out. So I went over and got back on my video poker machine. I played video poker for about another 2 hours, and I come back, and him and his buddy were gone. And the pit boss and all the dealers, they just like super apologetic. They come up, Mr. Robert, we're so sorry this guy just, did that and, all this crap. I said, don't worry about it. He said, I told the boss, I said, I wasn't about to get into it here in the casino with anybody. I said, I'm not going to get thrown out of here. I just got checked in. I'm going to have a great time for 2 days, And they said, well, right after you left, he got into it with one of the dealers, and that's when the pit boss tossed him out of the casino. I said, well, that's cool. That's what they needed to happen. So anyway, I bought in for another $300, and I played for about 2 hours, about an hour and a half. So could not hit anything, nothing. Every time the dice come to me, 3, 4 rolls, and I was out. Just kept 7 out, 7 out. Couldn't figure out what was going on, what was wrong. So ended up after about an hour or so, up and down, I lost that $300. So I'm down about $500 right now. I says, it's starting to get about dinner time. So I called the wife and I said, come on, let's go have dinner. And we went and had dinner, and it was getting kind of late by then. And I told her, I said, I'm done for the day. I'm not going to play anymore. So we went back up to the room, got a good night's sleep. Got up the next morning. Oh, man, coffee's good. Got up the next morning, and we had some running that the wife and I had to do. I'm scheduled for a seminar down in Gulfport with Heavy and Howard into July, so we rented a house and everything, so we wanted to go down there, see the house, check everything out, make sure everything was good. And we're right next door to the Island View Casino in Gulfport. So I had $170 worth of pit play there, and I think a little over $100 in slot machine play, and she had some free play. And so we said, well, we're down here, let's just go ahead and play this out, and then we'll see what happens. So cool. We went in there, and we were both hungry. It was early in the morning when we got down there and got everything checked out. So we went in and had a nice breakfast. I don't know if any of y'all been to the Island View. They have a fantastic buffet there. Everything's open. So we went in there and we had a nice breakfast, and I went to the kiosk and got all my comps and everything straightened out and ready to go. And she went to play, and I went to the craps table. Well, first mistake that I made, and I didn't know this, and I don't know if a lot of y'all know this or not, but I'm going to let you know. When you get these printouts from your kiosks, they give you all these different options, and so I had $150, $170 worth of comps on them. So I did one $20 comp, I did one $50 comp, and I did one $75 comp. Well, when I got to the table, I throwed my comps down, and the pit boss says, well, you can only use those, on your pass line, don't pass, or your field bet. I said, what? And he said, yeah, you can't, you can't play, you can't use them for odds or place bets or anything. I said, oh man, I just screwed up big time. So, long story short, after about 15 minutes, and you had to buy in for at least $100. So after about 15 minutes on that super bouncy table, couldn't get anything going on. I lost that 170 plus another 100. So I said, I'm done with that. So went and played my free play out. Didn't do anything with that. So we were in there a couple hours, I guess. And I told the wife, I said, you ready to go? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, let's go to the Beau Rivage. So we loaded up and we traveled back to Biloxi. And we got into the Beau, and they had 2 tables open at the Beau. The staff at the Beau Rivage is freaking awesome. These guys and girls there are just wonderful, wonderful people. And so wife went and was doing her thing. I walked over to the craps table. And I don't know if y'all know, when you go into the Beau, you go all the way to the back of the casino, and on the back side, where the craps pit is, and they had the first 2 tables open on the back side. So I walk up to the first table, and there's 2 guys on it. There's a stick left one was open, so I just walked right up, and the elderly gentleman on the left of me playing, and another guy on stick right 2. And I was just watching, seeing what was going on. And I bought in for $300. It was a $15 table. I should have bought in for probably $5, but I was sticking to my guns here. And the man down there on stick right 1 was shooting when I walked up. So I knew the dice were coming back to me right away. Well, all I did when I bought in, I just went and placed a 6 and 8 for 18, and I did a $15 pass line. He got on a pretty good roll, just you know, he was picking up the dice. He wasn't setting the dice. He was just picking the dice up and just sort of lobbing them down to the end of the table, and they were hitting anywhere from 4 inches to 2 foot from the back of the wall. But anyway, he was doing pretty well. I mean, he probably did maybe a 15 roll. So cool. I made a little bit of money off of him. Dice came around to me. I did my standard deal. You know, I set the sevens, or I hopped the sevens and $15 pass line. Got a point. Didn't ever throw a 7. Got a point set up. Did 66 inside. 6 hits. 2 of those were craps hits. So I had 4 hits inside, and a 5-9. I hit the 6 and the 8, and 7'd out. I said, well, you know, got to get warmed up. The dice went to the man on the left of me. An older man. He was just random shooter, but you know, he had, I don't know. I think when he walked up, he was there playing, and he hollered to the boss. He said, "Give me another $3,000 marker." So the dealer passed him $3,000 out, and he started throwing, and he got on a pretty good roll. And I was conservative. I just had the 6 and the 8 out. After he hit them, I just spread out to the 5 and 9, and I'd wait until, you know, he hit it twice before I pressed anything up. And he probably had a 20 in the 20 roll. He had a pretty good old roll. But he was betting big. You know, he had black chips all over the table. So he made a pretty nice little chunk of change. And the guy down at the end, he was kind of conservative too, like I was. But, you know, we all made money. So the dice, he finally 7'd out. Dice went around. Guy down here didn't do anything. Come back to me. I got the dice. Did my setup. Toss the dice. I think it was I got a point of 10 that time. And 7 rolls. On the 7th roll, I 7'd out again. So I went back to this man over here on the left. He didn't do anything. The dice went back down. The man on the right, he shot. I don't think he had maybe a 3 or 4 roll. And then the dice come back to me. And I said, okay, I gotta calm down here and get my crap together. So I said, I'm gonna go ahead and set the 7. So I was setting the 4-2, 3-5 set. Hop the 7s for $1 each and $15 pass line. My first roll was a yo. I was sweet, you know, I lost $3 on the 7s. Oh, and I also had a horn bet. I had a $5 horn bet out. So I hit the horn bet. I had a $5 horn high yo. You guys know that's what I pretty much always do. I lost the 7, so I won the pass line and the horn. I said, all right. Set the dice again, put the 7s back up. I hit 6 7s in a row. So that was like incredible. It just blew me away. So I was just bringing in that money and stacking it on the rack and having fun. I said, okay, then I set a point. I had a hard 8, threw a hard 8. And so continued on. That was an 18 roll. I did pretty well with that. And I think I colored up for, I bought in for 300 and I had like, I think $280, I think, or something, profit off of that run. That was the only deal the whole weekend that I had a winning session. So anyway, we got done with the bow and we went back over to the Hard Rock. Oh, and another thing I got to tell you, that old guy that was giving me all the grief there at the Hard Rock, I looked down at that table, that second table at the Beau Rivage. He's standing down there in the end of that playing. I wanted to go down there on that table so bad and just, but I didn't. I was cool. I just stayed away. So we went back to the Hard Rock, and we went over there and we went and had lunch first at the Beau before we left, like a brunch. It was like 2 in the afternoon or something. Went back to the Hard Rock, Got back on their table there, and they had just put a brand new felt, a brand new microfiber 2 weeks ago on their table. And it was a little bit bouncy, but it wasn't bad. It was playable. It was just about like my table right here. So got on that table. Honest to God, guys, I could not do anything. It was like 0.7 out, set a point, make one or two numbers, and then 7 out. So by this time, that couple $100 that I won at the bow is long gone, and I'm deep into my bankroll now. I'm about, I don't know, $1,200 down. I told the wife, I said, I'm done. I'm done for the day. So we went and played. I played some more video poker, and she was playing some slots, and we went to bed that night. This is Tuesday night. Got up Wednesday morning. We're getting ready to leave. Come on home. And walked down to the table. I said, she was still asleep. I said, I'm going to go down and play for a little bit. She said, all right. And so I went down. There was a man down here on the right in the end, on the right side of the table, and he was doing a chopper. He was throwing a chopper, setting the dice like this, and I don't know, he was something like this, going down, and throwing the dice like that. He was hitting. He was doing pretty darn good with it. He was setting the 6-4. He had a 4 on the bottom and a 6 on top. He was setting it like that, and he was hitting hard 10s, just left and right, hard 10s, left and right. So I had, at one point, I had like $55 on a hard 10. Because every time he'd hit it, I'd press it $10. I'd press it $10. And he was too. So I ended up with $300 or $400 on his roll. Well, I stashed that back, and I'd shoot 7 out. Just every single time. Every time, and the dice would just go right back to him. I'd have been much better off just pass the dice back to him, because it was just him and I on the table. And so I played there for, I don't know, about an hour with him. And he had a couple of short rolls, and we lost money on, because I'd go 66 inside on him. Because we were doing pretty good with it. And I ended up calling up for a couple $100 off that table then. So I was actually, for Wednesday morning, I was up like $200 and some dollars, a little over $200. So the wife come down, and we went over to the sugar factory, and there at the Hard Rock, and had breakfast. They have a fabulous breakfast there. And it's like a promotion deal they're putting on. It's $7.77 for eggs and bacon and toast and sausage and grits and hash brown. Everything. It was a plate full of groceries. So we ate, and she said, well, we wanted to play for about another hour before we left. It was about 11 o'clock our time. It was 10 o'clock their time. So she went and was playing. I went back over to the craps table. And I was the only one on the table. Nobody else was there. So I said, screw it, I'm just going to play. I just got right on the end of the table. I bought in for $200, and I just grabbed the dice, and I was setting them. I was setting a 4-2, 4-2, just picking them up and just lobbing them down at the end of the table. And started off conservative with the 6-8 and a $15 pass line. Hit a 6 or an 8, and I'd press them out to the 5 and 9. I go up and go down, up and down, up and down. Well, finally the wife come by, and she said, well, you ready to go? And I said, yeah, we got a 5-hour ride home. So I pushed the chips into the pit boss, and I said, yeah, we gotta head home. So they colored me up. I bought in for $200, and I made $4. $4 profit for like an hour worth of playing. So I was happy, and everybody was happy. We were all having a good time. I took that $4, and I said, here you go, guys, spread it amongst yourselves. And I grabbed my 2 black chips and colored up, and we come on home. But I guess the moral to this little trip report here is, don't let your practice rig or your table give you a false sense of security, because I still, right now, don't know what I was doing wrong. You know, on this table right here, I shoot pretty well. You know, I don't have a problem with going out with 160 across old school and $25 on a pass line. But down there, I guess I just got gun shy or gunshot. I mean, I could not make anything happen at all. And I guess, I don't know, I went in there maybe cocky. I said, you know, I got this. I had, you know, I got my butt handed to me is what I got. So anyway, I lost half my bankroll, and I got some practice to do. I got to do that. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I'm going to figure it out. And like I said, y'all go and have a good time, but just don't let your ego, I guess, get in front of your abilities, especially a lot of you new players. You know, I've been playing for a long time, and you know, this is really the first time that in 2 days, I couldn't hit anything, nothing. You know, I should have just gone and played with the wife in the slot machine. She did pretty good. But anyway, that was my trip report for Biloxi. The tables and everything are great. You know, there's no problems with the tables other than, you know, like the Island View, it's a bouncy table. I mean, you know, pretty bouncy. You really need to, if you're going to practice and go to the Island View and play, and it's $5 table in Island View. Everything's $5 down there. I think the Treasure Island, Treasure Bay is $5 tables, and then everything else is $10 and $15 tables through the week down there. So we had, like I said, we had a great time, a lot of good groceries. But anyway, I think that's about all I got to say in this trip report. Hope you all have a great week, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. This is Robert. We're out.